In pharmacology, receptors are one of the most fundamental concepts you need to understand. Almost every drug we use works by interacting with specific receptors in the body. These receptors are usually proteins that recognize and respond to chemical signals. In this lecture, we will understand what receptors are, how they function, and how they are important in drug action. So, what are receptors? Receptors are macromolecules, usually proteins, that interact with drugs or endogenous ligand to produce a cellular response. In simple terms, receptors are the sites where drugs bind and exert their effect. They are the targets for most drugs used in clinical practice, and they play a crucial role in regulating various biological processes in the body. So, understanding receptors is essential to understand how drugs work. Receptors can be located in different parts of the cell. The first and most common location is the cell membrane. Many receptors are present on the cell membrane where they interact with extracellular ligand. These receptors usually activate signaling cascades leading to changes in the cellular function. Some receptors are located in the cytoplasm. These receptors interact with intracellular ligands which are able to cross the cell membrane. Finally, nuclear receptors are found inside the nucleus. They directly interact with DNA and regulate the gene expression. So, depending on their location, membrane, cytoplasm, or nucleus, receptor produce different types of responses in the cell. Membrane receptors usually act fast, while nuclear receptors have slower but longer lasting effects. Receptors are essential target for most drugs. Drugs produce their effect by interacting with specific receptors in the body. When a drug binds to a receptor, it can either activate or block the receptor, which leads to changes in the cellular activity. Through these changes, drugs are able to produce their therapeutic effects. So, understanding receptors, drug interaction is very important for producing how a drug will work in the body. This is why most drugs are designed to target specific receptors. To understand how drugs interact with receptors, we use a lock and key model. In this model, the drug acts as a key and the receptor acts as a lock. A drug molecule, like a key, binds to a specific receptor to produce its effect. The receptor, like a lock, has a specific shape and binding site, which allows only certain drugs to bind to it. This explains why drug action is highly selective. So, only the right drug can fit into the right receptor, just like a key fits into a specific lock. Now let's understand two very important concepts: affinity and intrinsic activity. Affinity refers to the strength of binding between a drug and its receptor. A drug with high affinity binds strongly to the receptor, while a drug with low affinity binds weakly to the receptor. Then we have intrinsic activity. It describes the ability of a drug to activate the receptor after binding, and then it produces a cellular response. A drug with high intrinsic activity produces a strong or maximal response, whereas a drug with low intrinsic activity produces a weaker effect. Drugs can interact with receptors in different ways. Based on their effects, drug receptor interaction are classified into four main types. Agonist. An agonist activates the receptor and produce a cellular response. This response is usually maximal. Partial agonist. A partial agonist also activates the receptor, but it produces a weaker response compared to a full agonist. Then we have antagonist. An antagonist binds to the receptor but does not activate it. Instead, it blocks the receptor and prevents other drugs or ligands from producing their effect. An inverse agonist binds to the inactive form of the receptor and reduces the basal activity or constitutive activity of the receptor. So remember, agonist activate, antagonist block, and inverse agonist reduce activity. Now that we have understood receptors and how drugs interact with them, let's move on to receptor signaling mechanism. This refers to how receptors activation leads to a series of events inside the cell, ultimately producing a physiological response. Different types of receptors use different signaling pathways to transmit their effects. Now let's discuss intracellular receptors. These receptors are located inside the cell, either in the cytoplasm or the nucleus. Lipid soluble drugs are able to cross the cell membrane and then bind to the intracellular receptor. Once bound, this drug receptor complex move to the nucleus and directly influence gene transcription. Common examples include steroid hormones and thyroid hormones. These receptors have a slow onset of action, but their effects are prolonged. So, intracellular receptors regulate gene expression, leading to long lasting effects. Now, let's discuss receptor tyrosine kinase. These receptors have an extracellular domain that binds to specific ligands and an intracellular domain that has tyrosine kinase enzyme activity. When a ligand binds to the receptor, two receptor molecules come together, a process known as dimerization. This activates the tyrosine kinase enzyme, leading to phosphorylation of specific proteins inside the cell. Common examples of these type of receptors include insulin receptors and growth factors receptors such as EGF and PDGF. These receptors play a major role in regulating cell growth and survival. So, receptor tyrosine kinase are essential for processes like cell proliferation and differentiation. Next up, cytokine receptors and the Jack state pathway. When a cytokine binds to its receptor on the cell surface, it activates an enzyme inside called genus kinase or Jack. Jack then turns on special proteins called states signaling signal transducer and activators of transcription. These states travel into the nucleus where they switch genes on or off, producing the cell's final response. So basically, cytokines use Jack and state like a messenger system to deliver signals straight to the nucleus. Next are ligand gated ion channels. These are the fastest receptors. When a ligand or neurotransmitter bind to the receptor, the ion channels open immediately, allowing ions like sodium, potassium, or chloride to move across the membrane. This produces a very rapid response within milliseconds. Important examples include nicotinic receptors, GABA receptors, NMDA receptors. These receptors play a major role in nerve transmission and muscle function. Lastly, we have G protein coupled receptors or GPCRS are the most common receptors in human body. They have 7 transmembrane domain and work through G protein present inside the cell membrane. When a ligand binds to the receptor, the G protein becomes activated and triggers intracellular signaling pathways. This leads to the formation of second messengers like cyclic AMP, IP3, and diacylglycerol, which produces the final cellular response. GPCRs or G proteins are important target for many drugs used in clinical practice. So understanding receptors is fundamental to drug development and therapeutic strategies. By targeting specific receptors, drug can modulate cellular processes and ultimately influence disease outcome. Thanks for watching.